What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, September 6th, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing outstanding. Hope your week comes to a very good end. Let's take a look at Friday. We are going to see that sun at 14 degrees come to 15 degrees, starting to really square Jupiter, starting to really approach on that opposition to Mars at 16 degrees. Definitely, there can be a lot of mental stimulation, of course. There can be a lot of things that are getting kind of blown up in our face about certain things that we're trying to explore, certain things we're trying to maybe try, or things that we're also getting kind of forced in some ways too to like narrow narrow things down, consolidate a little bit, but it can almost be like there's so many different things and we need to kind of like bring it in just a little bit so that we can see the bigger picture. It's funny, it's almost like the more you go in and pay attention to the little details, the more the bigger picture will really show itself. And that could definitely provide balance with the moon in Libra as it's starting to finish here, and it's going to quincunx Uranus and quincunx Neptune and also square Pluto in Capricorn. We haven't seen that one for a minute now that Pluto's back in Capricorn for the final time in our lives. So it's interesting how a lot of things can kind of correlate to, I think, finding a balance in our life and really like forcing some kind of a self-realization of our own values and how we really have to trust and kind of have faith in that. And like that's where the balance comes from, and that's where we're also being able to identify certain things in our life that are maybe out of alignment or need to be cleaned up. So a lot to be said about that. Venus is going to come to 10 degrees of Libra, starting to meet with Eros and Black Moon Lilith. So definitely a lot of relationship stuff. I mean, I feel like people are on people's minds right now. Whether it's friends, romantic relationships, we're all there's something definitely clicking about like external stimulation from other people. So interesting to see how that will affect us. Mercury's starting to really move, but it's also really squaring over to Uranus, and the moon will also make a sextile to that Mercury. So definitely, I think realizing a lot of our creative potential and realizing how well we could liberate ourselves when we really do kind of take charge and like be proud. When we're like proud of ourselves for where we need to go and we're able to take that sort of mental determination and strength to move it into a more balanced and aligned place and be able to like express our emotions and not be shy. This is definitely like a how can you assert yourself into balance kind of energy, right? Whether it's just your own understanding and asserting it into yourself by getting your beliefs right, certain truths about your life and certain things right. Definitely a lot of things are getting looked at right now. And I think that when we're honest with the moon in Libra, right, we are going to find that justice in our lives, and we are going to be able to really understand our power and understand what little avenues we can create and what things we can really make little changes for. So we're in like that little changey time, but there's like this deep sort of intense feeling by the evening with the square to Pluto that's like, woo, what's up with people? What's up with my own alignment? How out of balance am I? So Friday night's interesting with the sun opposing Saturn and coming to 15 degrees and the moon square Pluto. And just this interesting even yod that the moon's in of like really like looking at things black and white and being like, could I make adjustments with myself to really empower and really do better? Can I do better? Can I take on more? In essence, right now, we have to take on a little bit more than maybe we even want to, but there can also be this drive to get us to that place to take on a little bit more. As the moon finishes the day and comes into Scorpio in the evening, it also trines Mars. Now, Mars in Cancer is in a weird place. It's still square Neptune by orb, even though that's separating, and Mars is officially out of bound now. So very weird when it comes to trying to get traction right now. Kind of slippery, but there is this like deep, intense pull, and I think that's really where it's at, is that deep, intense feeling to move forward, the drive to do something that might take time. It might not be comfortable in the moment, but it'll provide comfort later. And do you have the faith and the trust in yourself and in your own values to do the necessary thing to get that going and to kind of get traction going. But it can definitely feel like we're spinning the wheels a little bit. With Mars here right now, it's just still in that territory. So our egos are kind of like in a little bit of a slippery place, and we're having to like really feel a lot of things so that we can identify, so that we can adjust and look at things with a critical approach, but use it in an empowering way and not in a detrimental way to our own psyches, especially as we come into the night with the moon coming into Scorpio. So, hope you have a great Friday. Nothing too crazy, but things going on, you know? I mean, the next lunation we get is going to be a solar eclipse. So, that's, yeah. So there's a lot of chapters coming and a lot of chapters turning. And I think we're starting to get a realistic approach on that and how we can take these changes on, kind of meet them head on and find resilience and find traction in a time where it's a little harder to find traction than I think a lot of people would like. The mental traction too with Mercury square Uranus is like fried. Circuits are a little fried. Nervous systems could be a little fried too. So be easy on yourself for these next couple days. Page of Pentacles, upright. Bitcoin, yeah, it's up. Oh, it's down. Oh my God. Maybe a little volatility within certain aspects of our reality. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's certain things changing in your day-to-day life that you're just kind of like seeing. Life can feel pretty volatile right now, but I think the volatility is good because it's showing us where the trend's actually going and where we can identify that trend and get back into alignment and cover, certain imbalances and deal with things. And there's a little bit of pressure to like deal with things instead of just sit back on the sideline, so hopefully we're curious enough about the changes and also excited enough for what the changes can eventually produce down the road for us. Love you all very much. Hope you have a beautiful Friday. I'll see you all for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Much love. Peace.